What's going on, guys? It's Greg Dies back with a glove review. It's been a long time since we've done one of these, and I think it's important since it's probably the most important part of protective gear other than your helmet. And today we're going to be looking at the new STX Cell 5. So to set the framework for this review, previously I've worn the Maverick M4, which I really liked, and recently I've been wearing the STX Surgeon RZR, which I have loved despite the price. It is my favorite glove I've ever worn, which is high praise. I've worn a lot of different gloves. So let's talk about the Cell 5. This is obviously the sequel to the Cell 4. Didn't take a lot to get there, and I think Cell is referring to these padding areas where they've got kind of cells of foam that you can see through to. So the price is 130 bucks. That's going to put it in direct competition with the new Maverick M5, which we'll have to take a look at, and also the Warrior Evo. It comes in a couple stock colors and 4 sizes, small, medium, large, XL, so it's going to fit you no matter how old you are. All right, so let's talk about weight. We haven't done this for gloves, but I think it's at least important to note. So one Cell 5 glove weighed 6.8 ounces on our scale, and to put that in some frame of reference, we had the M4, which I've previously worn, 6.6, so very similar, just a little bit lighter, and then the Nike Vapor Elite at 5.9, which on a percentage basis is pretty considerably lighter, and you can feel that. So I don't think that weight for gloves is the most important thing in the world, but having a really light weight glove on your hand certainly does feel nice, and if you can get that balance of protection, it's a nice feature for it to be lightweight. So I would put these on the medium to medium heavy end of the spectrum, but we'll get more information as I go through more gloves and weigh them. All right, so let's look at what changed on the tech sheet. They list GeoFlex 2, which after doing some research, the Cell 4 also featured GeoFlex 2, which I think is probably something to do with that padding I was talking about. It's a clean look, a simple look, nothing too crazy. Got the STX with the design there on the cuff, little cuts on the fingers, perforated mesh on the top. And so the big changes in this glove, number one is gonna be the palm. So in the previous one, you had a full axe suede, which is nice for durability and grip, but it's also really hot. So this time they cut a big vent in, which I like. Obviously, I'm a guy that cuts my palms out. You guys can't do that. So I personally like a vented palm. It's just lighter and more flexible. Right when you put the gloves on, brand new ones, obviously, they're really comfortable. I don't feel a big need to break these in. I think you could suit up with them right away if you just did, you know, normally, little tip, but when I break my gloves, I just kind of bend them backwards in every way you can. Just breaks in the fabric and the stitching a little bit, and I think if you did that for 10-15 minutes, you'd be ready to roll. So as far as initial comfort, the palm is soft. It doesn't need a lot of break-in, which is really nice. And another thing that's new is this flared cuff system, which I like. So you've got 4 pieces, all that are kind of layered with elastic. I think one thing that you'll notice with gloves is a real detriment is when you're hitting that cuff, when you're bending your wrist back. And so with all these different parts, it can flare out as you're bending, gives you a lot of range of motion and flexibility. And a couple of really little notes that I like that STX is including is this really nice flexible strap. You can use it to put your gear on. You can use it to kind of keep your gloves on if you don't like Velcroing this strap, and it also tucks up into the cuff if you don't want to use it, and you really don't even notice it if you tuck it up in the cuff. And the other thing is some people like to strap this Velcro up. I personally do not. And in the past, if you didn't, you'd have this Velcro running loose that would catch your jersey, get pulls in your jersey. It wasn't a fun experience. So now they've got a feature where if you don't want that, you roll this back and tuck it into the Velcro inside the cuff, and it's gonna keep it kind of open. And that way, this is gonna flap. You've got no Velcro to show, and it gives you a lot of range of motion going this way, which is a really smart feature. And finally, this has been on STX gloves, but a mouthguard holder. Some guys put it on the top of their helmet. Some guys will put it right here, mouthguard lock, you slip it in there, you're not gonna lose it, which is a nice feature. And I think it's also important to note they have a goalie glove. I've said in many, many reviews, I'm not a goalie and I'm awful and I don't know what I'm doing, but I do know the basics of what a goalie needs. So they have this really cool system with the plastic guard here, and then it's got like a little strap there that gives you some tension, I guess. Protection here, protection on the other side, and from talking to goalies, getting hit coming straight onto your thumb is probably the biggest problem, and it's got plastic on the front as well. So again, knowing nothing, it seems nice. I do know a lot of goalies are still breaking thumbs, so hopefully this helps solve it for you guys. All right, so that's a wrap on the review for this glove. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try and answer them. Overall, I think it's a really great mid-range glove. We're gonna have to review the Maverick M5 and the Warrior Evo, and maybe do a head-to-head to see how they compare to one another and make a recommendation for what I think you guys should be wearing this season and this summer. So thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video for more reviews, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.